Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to lawsplaining the interwebs. I am your perpetually party host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And I humbly and sincerely apologize for being late. I was actually, I'll just tell you, I have a confession. A deep dark confession. I was marking up a case, like a legitimate case to talk about tonight, and I'm like, oh, la da da, reading through, marking up Texas case within the jurisdiction, you know, kind of display some truth about what defamation cases look like, what they have to prove, what kind of arguments are going to be made. Oh, that'll be easy. And then I look. By happenstance, I look up at my clock on the computer and it's 10:59. I'm like, oh dear God, I'm supposed to be starting now. So then I had to run up and change baby's diaper and go to the bathroom. There you go. So I apologize. I apologize for being late. We have got some things. We've got some things to go through. Stacy Dealman, don't you dare speak the truth on me. Don't you dare speak the truth on me. We've got some things to go through tonight. We've got a bunch of tweets to go through. I'm going to talk about KamehamehaCon. I'm going to talk about ZenkaiCon, the lies of Rekieta Law and others, apparently. We're going to talk about a genuine lie from Pensacon. It appears to be a genuine lie. Lots of people tagged me in the story. I don't believe I ever propagated the story because I couldn't verify it, right? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this little signing event, my emotional roller coaster of KamehamehaCon. Because let's be honest. Honesty is important here. And I got a camera is like a little bit there. That's a little bit better. KamehamehaCon done pissed me off a bit. Just a bit. And I want to make sure like we go through and process that. I want to process these emotions, y'all. I want to express my feelings and share them with you. No, I do want to talk about that a little bit. So let's get into it, right? Let's get into it. Oh, and I want to be very clear. Whoa. I've got, you know, I'm gonna do a policy change here, a minor policy change, because and I know this is gonna sound, but bear with me. This is something I'm gonna toy with going forward, and maybe tweaked back and forth and all that stuff. What I want to do is, for super chats or justice chats, if there's a $20 or higher chat, I'm going to read it right away. Okay? Because sometimes these things do get pushed back, and I hate that, but there's no way to smoothly run a show with the chats coming in and like stopping every 2 seconds to read the next chat. So I am going to toy with, for now, a $20 plus will be read immediately or as soon as my current thought is finished, and then the rest will all be read in due course. That may tweak up or down as we go, but this is a test run on that. I certainly don't want anyone to think that they have to spend any amount of money to get a question answered. And if I don't get to your question on a stream, if you can't super chat me, that's fine. Direct message me and I will try to get to it. But there's like the volume of stuff coming in right now is so high. But I want to let you guys know that there are, I'm open to these questions. Silent Schism says, prove it. There you go. Proof is in the pudding. And like I said, I'm picking an amount and going with it right now. I may adjust it down to 10. I may, as we go and test this out. Oh, it may vary by the type of stream too. I have a feeling this stream is going to be kind of busy, but I want to let you guys know that I do want to answer all of the questions that I can, because especially on something like this, where there are serious allegations that I have lied to you guys, that I have lied to you guys about what I know about Kamea-Con, that I've lied to you guys about what I know about Zenkai-Con. And unfortunately, there's some things that I can't show you yet. That is my proof. But I can promise you that every single statement I made or make, that is a definitive statement about what has happened, I promise you that I can back them up. I can back them up 100%. I don't go with things on one source, or I don't go with things off of small sources that I can't trust. When I relay them to you, I almost always have 2 or 3 good sources that I know. So I'm not going with a random person DMs me on Twitter. And if you are that random person, you're sending me information, great. I might be able to use that to get to more info. That's happened quite a bit. But I know what I say. All right, let's be very, very clear on that. So I do want to address any of those questions that do come up. So please feel free to ask them. I'll do my best. All right, here we go. Let's talk. And we're going to start with this screen format, but when I start bringing up all the crap, we're going to switch over to another one that'll let me bring up stuff a little bit easier. Let's talk about Kamea-Con. I did a short video yesterday. I had the Russell Greer stream planned, and then all of this buzz happens with Monica announcing an alternative signing location for her Kamea-Con breach of contract that she has apparently resolved with Kamea-Con. Kamea-Con has come out and confirmed that they are endorsing this alternative signing event. Let me express my opinions the only way I know how. They had no reason to do that. No good reason legally to do that. There's no leverage that Monica Rial, that I know of, could have put over Kamea-Con to force them to do that, other than the same threats that had been going on the whole time. Those threats seem to have died off when reality came down with the beard hammer, right? Like, suddenly, Kamea-Con is not bringing Vic back. We start talking about it. Beard starts talking about it. Suddenly, Kamea-Con's brought Vic back. And I guess that's all coincidence, right? That's all coincidence because Kamea-Con made some other statement that no particular person had influenced their contract decisions. Well, I'm pretty sure somebody influenced some contract decisions early on to remove Vic. And then when Vic was invited back and then removed again, and then invited back and removed again. I'm pretty sure there was some severe influence going on in some ways. But Kamea-Con has made their public statements. Do those public statements matter in a tortious interference case? No. We've covered this. But I'm tangenting here. So since then, I think since it was finally announced that Vic was back, and I'm telling you, that announcement of Vic coming back is not the first announcement. Internet Tab says, why would they want to maintain a relationship with people who tried to blackmail them? That is a fantastic question. It is a question I don't have an answer for. The only people who have an answer for that would be Kamea-Khan. But if I had to guess, why they're doing that. I had to guess. It's because Kamea-Khan wants to maintain some sort of relationship and peace for this event. They don't want drama. I think that was actually part of the initial thing, the initial reasons, that they just kind of wanted to step back from the drama. They could avoid that drama and then have a convention, have it go on. They could wait until next year to deal with all of the other problems and see where the cards go. That's reasonable. I think they're carrying that posture going forward. They don't want drama. They've been extremely pleased that Vic's supporters have been positive because they feared, I think they really did fear a massive negative backlash and an attack campaign on Kamea-Khan. That would have clouded their convention. It would have made everything a mess. Okay? So I think that's a big part of why we're seeing this posture, is that they're trying to get through the convention. What happens after is a completely different story. We're going to get to that. But Blaine20 says, PSA, Vic supporters should not be making false statements of fact. We should be passing important Vic-related info to Nick, not accusing Monica. We're not privy to Monica's or other VA's contracts. Thank you. And that is a very, very good thing to say. There was a rumor passed around that Monica had someone ejected from the Pensacon based on them wearing an Edward Elric. I still say Elric. I still say Edwin. Edward Elric cosplay and then moving through her line. That story appears to be either wholly fabricated or heavily altered. So I can't, I can't express enough how damaging those stories are, especially when good people who have been trying to report on this run with those stories. Can't be a race for clicks. It just can't. It's got to be solid info. That one appeared to not be solid info. Some people ran with it and it made our side look bad. So, but live, learn, adapt, do better. It's fine. Ultimately, Monica came out, cleared up the situation. Pensacon's cleared up the situation. They've got other issues going on that, they can clear up this situation. They got 2 other fires in the kitchen or whatever. That's their deal. But don't run with those false stories, guys. Be careful. Be better. Be better than the other side. Dubler says, imposing a 120-minute commute on gay operatives seems like a win for the con. No? That's a good possibility. One second. So basically saying, they've got this big long round trip where if you want to leave the convention to go visit Monica, you're gonna take 30 to 60 minutes depending on traffic to get there to the signing. You're gonna have some signing time. You're gonna take 30 to 60 minutes to get back to the convention. It does sort of prevent some of that like the casual harassment that I think they're afraid of. I think they're unreasonably afraid of it. I really don't think people have that much interest in doing it, but it's always possible. So it's really, it does tamp down the potential for that by imposing a big monetary requirement, right? You got to shell out probably $50 to $80 for an Uber. And then you've got a big time commitment away from the con that you paid a bunch to go to. And then finally, Mithrin Emrys says, where did it go? Shoot. Here we go. Mithrin Emrys says, respectfully disagree, counselor. While I dislike the move, the con is preserving a relationship for the future. I don't like it, but I understand it. Vic is a bigger and better get than 4th Bulma. Plus, Sabbath may have helped. Watch what happens. That's all I have to say is watch what happens. Okay? There could be some very interesting developments as this con progresses. But here's the thing. Businesses sue other businesses all the time. Disputes happen over contracts over time. They didn't need to say a word to preserve that contract or to preserve that relationship. They actually could have let Monica, they could have let her run her little signing. They could certainly do that and still preserve the relationship. They didn't have to endorse it. To me, that's an issue. But we can disagree on that for sure. I think it's not quite proper to think that that's the way you preserve that relationship. I like the Spike Man says, never thought I'd say it. Chi-Chi is best Dragon Ball waifu. Oh God, what a sad state of affairs that is. An unnamed source. Now, granted, this is New Zealand money and it's less than 20, but I think we're gonna get in the weeds here. It says test. But anyway, okay. With that said, Kamehacon. Let's recap the events. And I stand by this expression 100%. All right? Early on, Vic is contracted to attend Kamehacon. Signed contract, ready to go. Kamehacon gets pressure behind the scenes. My sources say Sabat and Rial. And that's not one source. That's at least two, maybe three now. Say Sabat and Rial. The level of pressure between each one, I don't know. That said, Vic is removed from Kamehacon. This is early on, y'all. Oh, also, I heard Soye was involved in that as well. Again, that's my source. My sources. Time goes by. It's it becomes apparent that maybe there's a chance to get Vic back to Kamehacon. That starts being pursued behind the scenes. Vic gets accepted back to Kamehacon. Other side flips out. People go bananas. Put more pressure on the convention person. And Vic is unannounced. Not announced, and then, well, no, we're not going to do this. Then the pendulum swings back the other way after some further discussion, and Vic is going to come back. Now, granted, there are YouTubers other than me who had this information, and we were asked specifically to wait for an announcement. And while we waited, I talked about this, 5 days. 5 days to break this news. The news was undone. Okay? You can find that in my angry at Kamehacon video. Although I didn't name Kamehacon yet. I don't think in that video. Or maybe I did. Maybe I did name names there. Doesn't matter. 5 days we were forced to sit on that info, and then it didn't materialize because they went back. Then Vic was coming back. Then he was gone again. Then finally, Vic was back. And once that happened, all the people who never applied any pressure, never threatened to pull their appearances, never threatened to breach their own contracts if Vic showed up, suddenly people start dropping out left and right? Like as if they had a right to do so. But no, none of that was true. It was all made up just coincidentally. The moment Vic is announced back, we've suddenly got people actually fulfilling on those threats that are manufactured and complete hoaxes. So, that's how that went. But now Vic's back. Monica's got her alternative signing. Robert R91 says, leave it to a lawyer to find a way to get more money out of people. Just kidding. Nick, get a bottle on me. Will do, buddy. Cairo Tan says, what is your take on people saying cons are just inviting Vic as one-off to run as we're not blacklisting him, but are going to avoid him from now on? That's possible. It's absolutely possible. Based on my sources, I don't buy it. Based on people like Chris from Bubba Fest talking about, remember, everyone in the con community knew about the stuff that Vic was guilty of for the past decade. I have a con runner on my show who specifically says he's known Vic, has interacted with him with thousands of guests across the world at multiple different cons. He's talking about cons on different continents. He's talking about seeing him personally interact with thousands of people. Has no idea about these allegations. Not a lick. So we know that that narrative is completely fictitious because this guy has been organizing and running cons for at least 7 years, specifically involving Vic. And had no problem inviting him to Bubba Fest. No problem. And when he's told that there might be some sort of issue or drama around him doing it, never had even heard of it. But remember, everyone, people like Shane are talking about it. Mars Girl, oh, this has been a problem for years, decades. Just go back. And remember that everyone quickly gets reduced to maybe 25, 30 dedicated masturbators on Twitter. That's how it always goes down, isn't it? That's how these outrage mobs always end up working. Everybody knows. Turns out it's 4 bored wine moms sitting around and they can't stop tweeting about it because they're so freaking obsessed. For decade, imagine tweeting about Vic Mignogna for a decade. For a decade, they've been trying to do this. And no one has bit until now. But now suddenly they can, because of all the attention of the Broly movie, mingling with these accusations and the firings, suddenly a lot of people's eyes are on it. And now they can go ahead and use a historian's fallacy and pretend that everybody knew. That everybody knew outside of their stupid Fujoshi fan club. Everybody knew when actually it was just a couple of sad losers who were trying to get this done. And turns out nobody knew. But okay. That narrative's gone. I mean, that narrative's gone. Because if everybody knew, certainly a guy who's run cons for 7 straight years would know. That only makes sense. Specifically cons with Vic. Specifically. But, so we know everybody didn't know. We know none of this stuff just materialized. All right. So now we've got the alternative signing. Now I've got the alternative signing event. It appears Kamehacon has endorsed it. That's fine. That means that there's not going to be any action between Kamehacon and Real or the other voice actors who are participating. And that is probably a good business decision. Again, I just disagree with the publicity of it, mainly because people like me, people like the Flash, Umbrella Guy, Emish, we've been supporting Kamehacon, and some of us kind of feel like that was a little bit underhanded, especially to make that announcement of support of this alternative signing the day after they announced, they're quite pricey non-attendance tickets. But I don't mean any ill will towards Kamehacon. I really don't. I hope it's a great convention. I know people are going to have fun. The roster is huge. The roster is much bigger than it was. It looks to be a better convention than it was even a month ago. And I think people are going to have a good time. Keep your eyes on it. Watch for the news coming out. Should be very, very interesting. Lulu CC says, "Hi, Nick. Are we in danger of some 'it's for the fans' screams in here tonight?" Maybe. You know what? I apologize. I should have made that shirt already. But I'm going to make that shirt tonight. Very basic. Just, it's not for you. It's for the fans. I think that needs to be there. And if people want that, there'll be a place for it. And if other people make that shirt, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to try and trademark it or anything. I just think that shirt should be out there. All right. Trying to think if that's what I got on Kamehacon. That's what I've got on Kamehacon for now, unless something comes up later. Don't hold me to it. Let's move on to ZenkaiCon. ZenkaiCon. I came out with a video. My video said, my source, and it's a damn good source, y'all. It's a damn good source. And I don't just have one. I don't just have one source. They're all good also, like not just one. One is absurdly good. My other 2 sources are of comparable caliber, but one would blow your mind. So we're not gonna get into that. But ZenkaiCon. Habercorn, Real, 2 other voice actors are scheduled for a panel. 11:30 a.m. I believe on Saturday. Maybe it was Sunday. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. One of those 2 days, 4-person voice actor panel suddenly becomes a 3-person voice actor panel, and Todd Haberkorn is kicked off. All right? Now, my sources tell me that was Monica Rial. For her protection, for her safety. Now, you can't convince me that there's something unsafe about having Todd Haberkorn on a public panel in front of a bunch of people. There's nothing you can, like, what on earth could possibly make that an unsafe situation? It's videotaped. There are people there, the con staff and security there. Even if you stupidly believe that Todd Haberkorn flat out raped Jesse Pridemore, even if you believe that, what possible safety concern is having him on the panel going to bring? Because let's be real, if someone was crazy, like if you're not implying that Todd is unsafe and you're saying that there's some fan out there that is unsafe, having Todd not there doesn't make the other unsafe person not show up if they have ill intent against you. That doesn't make sense. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and I don't believe it for a second. Although I do believe that's the reason stated. I don't believe for a second that that's the reason why it was done or requested. There's a chat here from Critical233. Get a picture of the beard and a hashtag of Fear the Beard on the back. I do have a, if you check actually the, you know, I hate shilling merchandise in the middle of this, but if you check the Teespring link that's down in the thing, or it might be on the scrolling thing, there is actually a Fear the Beard shirt with a cartoon Ty as John Wayne face on it. So if you are interested, you can do that. You can do that. But let's be real here. Let's be real. Again, just math this out in your head. 4-people panel. However many people in the audience. Remove one of those people, and unless this person is going to put you in danger, you have not removed anyone else from the equation. You've only removed one person. How does that keep you safe? How does that protect you? It's certainly not a physical safety, is it? Maybe it's someone who has a problem with Todd Haberkorn's choice of counsel. Maybe that's the real problem. But I don't know. Because as far as my sources say, it was a safety concern. Now I know. Monica and LaChoy are out there suggesting that I lied. In fact, LaChoy issued the 48-hour challenge, and he wasn't even talking about drinking a bottle of soy sauce and trying not to spray into the toilet. He was talking about a different 48-hour challenge. He said I needed to retract that statement. He didn't say which statement because he's a moron, and I mean, maybe he's just mad that I said that he was the only man that was safe around Monica. That was an insult, Ron. He didn't say what statement, so I can't retract whatever offensive statement there was. And second, I wouldn't dare retract the statement, you dummy. I stand by it and I can prove it. And you know I can. You know I can. That's the sad thing. But I will make note that was something like 6 days ago. I don't know how many, maybe he's not good at hours, but we've been past 48 now. I will not take that video down. I stand by it. I've got the messages to prove it. So Monica has come out with a different statement today, and listen to how embarrassingly dumb this statement is. Listen to how embarrassing this is. I asked for me to be removed from the panel, but they removed him because his contract states that he can only get one panel per day. First of all, press X to doubt. There is no way there. I mean, it's theoretically possible that they would take a very popular voice actor and regulate the amount of business he could do at the con. It's possible that they would do that, but it's not true. And Monica probably knows that because her contract doesn't say that either. And it would be ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous, to assume that your contract doesn't say it, but Habercorn's contract does. That is a nonsensical position to have. Absolutely pathetic that that would be your go-to on that argument. Real quick, Scary Things Are Scary says, you better rage when you read my $5 super chat. I'm counting on you to give it your full power. Don't let me down, Pumpkin Cheeks. Well, stay tuned, buddy. Stay tuned, buddy. We'll get there. We'll get there. But that is absolute horsecockery. And I have it on very good authority that that is a false representation of Habercorn's contract. Who's lying now? And can you prove it? Hey, Monica, here's the real test. Can you prove your statement about his contract only having one allowable panel per day, even though he was already scheduled for 2 by the people who would have written that provision in? Think through your words, lady. Can you prove it? Because I bet I can. I bet I can prove mine. Put it on the table. Mine's longer. Just a minute. This is a call out to anybody. I tweeted this earlier, but I've got more viewers than that tweet has interactions. I'm going to ask personally, live, for something. Statement from X Dalek. Thanks for the chat, buddy. He says, I hate that overgrown hippo, in parentheses, Monica. Well, I don't hate Monica. I don't know Monica. Can't have that feeling. I despise people who lie about this stuff. I really despise people who call me a liar. They think, I don't know, they think, I guess, because I'm on YouTube, that I'm not still a lawyer, that I don't pay attention to what I do, that I just throw out things like at random. Guys, you know what? I'm just fishing for views here, right? I'm risking my professional license for clicks on YouTube. That's what's actually happening. Making public statements about something, and they're accusing me of lying about it. If I lied to you, if I were to lie to the point of defamation, to make a false statement that could be proven false, like I legitimately risk my license, because while all of the ethics complaints against me have been laughed out, if there were an actual defamation case against me that were to succeed, then I would have to go before the ethics board and determine if I was fit to be a lawyer if I'm out defaming people. So you bet your stupid butt I'm going to verify the sources as best I can, certainly before I run with them on a public show. Like, you can throw the mudsling of YouTube lawyer, internet lawyer all you want. I'm still a lawyer, you dumbass. I'm still a lawyer. Just because I go online and say things you don't like, I still have the same ethical responsibilities. You just don't understand them. I actually do. So I'm not just going to run with a lie. I'm going to have the best flipping sources I can. And believe me, they're good and they're reliable. They're reliable to the point where anyone in my position could more than confidently run with the story. They're reliable to the point where I can run with this story without fear of a defamation suit and certainly without fear of losing one. I like the Spike Man. Said, FanCon 2019, PewDiePie, Vic Mignogna, Rackets, Jim via call-in, Jontron, Jameski, Dunkey, Tug, Jesse Lee Peterson, Hero Hey, Ethan Van Skyver, The Amazing Lucas, Lost Pause, Boy in a Band, Fug, BW, have a huge community. I think that's we, not BW, but maybe it's supposed to be, maybe it's supposed to be we, maybe it's supposed to be BW. Yeah. That'd be a good convention. Certainly. Mithra Nemra says, Todd might ask for that as a condition of his contract, but I can't see him limiting his own exposure. No, and especially considering the panel that he was supposed to speak on had a signing event afterwards where he would presumably make money. That's a money-making panel. Why would he do that? It makes no sense for him to do that when the panels are a huge part of the fan interaction and income. Huge doubts. Of course, huge doubts. Of course, huge doubts. Next, Lulu CC says, Nick, put it on the table, reveals royal flush. Monica Real folds and reveals jokers because that's all she is a big fat joke. And then Al says, hashtag I'm still a lawyer, dumbass. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. All right. All right. So, but here's the story that they're running with. This is what they're running with. Monica asked to be removed. Bafflingly, instead of the convention saying, you know what? Okay, we understand your safety is a concern or whatever. We'll negotiate a different panel time. We'll put you on it. We'll just take you off the panel, whatever it is. No, instead they say, you know what we're going to do? You know what we're going to do? We're going to go remove Todd Habercorn. Okay. Let's take that at face value. Let's take that as truth. Arguendo, that's what happened. Monica, the underlying premise of the statement, the ridiculousness of the statement is that Todd was removed from a panel because you said it wouldn't be safe to be on the panel with him. Or something like that, or that you needed to be off the panel for your safety. Well, I know this is a galaxy brain take, but if you need to be off the panel for safety and the solution is to remove Todd from the panel, then the only possible inference, the only one anyone with a brain can come out with is that Todd is dangerous to you. What the hell else are people supposed to think is the logical conclusion there? Because if you're unsafe on the panel and yet you still show up, then you're still unsafe. The only variable that changes is Todd. So your position, even if you're telling the truth, which I don't believe you, is still stupid. It still doesn't make sense, and it's still petty, and it's still probably false. But when have you lied so far, right? When have you lied so far? Mythos Irving with the Justice Chat says, Ron Soye once on, but is trapped in Monica's gunt. Oh, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. So, back to my public petition, plea, whatever. If you are staff or did staff at ZenkaiCon, volunteer staff, paid staff, a handler, don't know who it is, I don't care. If you have any information about this story, and I tell you I've got very good sources, don't come at me with lies. If you've got any information about this story, please contact me confidentially. Use my email, whatever you need to do. Twitter DMs are hard because I can't always see them. Rekieta.org. Talk to me, because I've heard rumors that there was a little bit of drama when this came up. I've heard rumors that when this subject was broached to somebody, that they had some sort of tantrum, and that may have been witnessed by some staff members. I've heard a little bit about that. That when questioning about the situation got a little uncomfortable, maybe someone was rude to staff. Maybe someone yelled at staff, or maybe yell's too strong of a word. I don't know. I would love for information about that. So if you're out there, please contact me. I will keep you confidential. I'm more concerned with solidifying my story than with exposing you. And believe me, I've even got good sources on that info. I just want more and better ones. All right. If you guys know someone who staffed ZenkaiCon, I know a couple people have said that they've sent out messages to those people that they know, and I appreciate that. If they would be willing to get in touch with me, I will 1,000,000% protect their identity. Even if they tell me something that I can't repeat because it would compromise them, I won't run with it. Not at all. But know that I already know the story, right? Like I've given you some hints that I already know the story. I'm just looking for more corroboration. That's all. More info is always better. And guys, I'll tell you, you can go back and go through my catalog of my videos. It doesn't happen often, but when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. Like in Dirty Dancing, I lead with a mistake. If someone comes out and says and provides me some evidence that's better than mine, and it better be dang good. But if you provide me some evidence that's better than mine, that this didn't happen or this happened a different way, I will lead with the story. 1,000%. 10 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10. Dorby says, clearly Monica thought the stage couldn't support the weight of the full panel and anyone had to go for safety reasons. There you go. I love soy sauce. Akasit says, Legal Eagle always let me slide into his Twitter DM. Oh, you can slide in, buddy. You just might get pinched. You just might get pinched. No, it's just my Twitter DMs are just a mess. I'm trying to get through them, but there's a bunch. You guys think this is a drunk red face. It's not the drunk. This is my first drink since my last stream. I'm not even through it yet. It's not the drunk red face. I get angry and I get heated up. So there you go. There you go. All right, let's talk any more about ZenkaiCon. So I got to collect my thoughts. Look, people make fun of me. I don't care. Because I'm right. Okay? I'm right. People can make fun of me, that's fine. Start calling me a liar. You're impugning my professional reputation. And that's a different story. Because I work very, very hard to bring you accurate information. And I don't know where else you can find what I've provided. I don't know where else you can find what I've provided. I have verified subjects with the actual lawyers on the case. I've brought them to you so they could verify some of this stuff and talk about it. I've not been wrong. Told you about KamehaCon before it happened. And look at the results. I wasn't wrong about him hiring attorneys. I wasn't wrong about who he hired. Not wrong on this stuff because I work really, really hard. And I skip stories that could get me lots of clicks. And I don't do drama stuff. As much as possible, try to only bring you facts. So when someone's out there calling me a liar, saying I'm intentionally misrepresenting things, and they're not just some idiot over on Pull or whatever, some anonymous forum, you bet you're behind. Still a family show as much as possible. You bet you're behind. I'm going to take a little bit of an issue with it. We're going to make sure things are very crystal clear. So, next. Let me change formats here. Right? We should be loading up the chat there. Okay. This is going to be my format for some discussion about statements. Got some statements. But before we do, I will say your name. Crackhead Carter says you don't have to say my name. Thank you for putting that at the front of the message. A lot of people put it at the end, and by then it's too late. I'd hate to get you in some kind of trouble, but if Todd was drinking as well, doesn't that mean he couldn't give consent either? So doesn't that mean that Jesse raped him as well? Listen to me. That narrative, I was blackout drunk and couldn't give consent. I'm gonna use emphasis words here. That narrative is bullshit. That is BS. That is conflating a different issue. That's not what happened. All right? The idea that Thoughtmore got blackout drunk and passed out and then Todd took advantage of her. No, I'm sorry. No, I'll call it a lie. I don't know that she's actually said it. I know other people have maybe floated that she was drinking a lot and might have done that. That's lie. That's a lie. And again, someday all this will come out. And the sources that I can't reveal now will be talked about, or will be out there. But let's take this on a hypothetical. If two people drinking can't consent, then rape is the biggest problem our country has ever had in history. Hundreds of thousands of people will be raped tonight because if drinking negates consent, I mean, come on. Most of you were conceived in rape if drinking negates consent. That's a BS narrative run by a bunch of people pretending to create some new standard of behavior for people that isn't based in reality. It's not based in any sort of human interaction. Alcohol is the KY jelly of the mind. And to suggest otherwise is disingenuous. All right. Let's get some of these up on stage. Oh, I've got an exclusive picture of Ron Toye. I've got an exclusive picture of Ron Toye. Here we go. Hope you guys are ready for this. This has never been well, he's never disclosed this picture, but I've got it from a very trusted source. Look at that. Ooh, there we go. There's Ron Toye crying behind the mask. I'm sorry, that's a little rude. Let me organize my pictures here. How do we do this? All right, give me just a second, guys. I've got to make sure I've got all of these. I've got a whole bunch of tweets to talk about from a variety of people. And let's see. They're not going to be in the best order. So I apologize that they're going to be, I mean, just a little bit out of order from when I captured them. It doesn't really matter. They're all their own standalone thing. But I'm gonna try and do them as best I can in some semblance of order. They should be at least organized by person. All right. All right, here we go. Let me make this a little bit bigger and zoom. All right. We're going to do a combination thing. We're going to do a combination thing. We're going to attend the law school of Twit Er, cuz some of these are Twitter lawyers speaking very authoritatively. We've got Raised by Wolves, we've got Shane speaking authoritatively on legal issues. Always a pleasure. We're going to discuss those. And then we've also got some non-law school of Twit Er things by Monica Rial, by Ron Toye. And then at the end of this, we're going to go ahead and, whoa. I'm going to pull up a little case law for you, a little Texas case law on defamation. And we're going to talk about it, which is just one aspect of this case. Remember that, because some people seem to think that defamation is the only cause of action and that losing the defamation case would be would somehow be crippling, which it absolutely would not. But we're going to talk about defamation because there's some very interesting arguments to be made, and that'll be interesting. That'll be the final hour of this show. And by the way, guys, if I'm drinking, you know, too much, like everybody seems to think, if I'm drinking too much, I can't consent to returning your super chat chargebacks. So I'm just kidding. Just kidding, of course. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to preview this. And then I'm going to spend like 15 minutes going through super chats and looking for some questions on the less than $20 ones. Because we're at like a 1 hour mark, and I think it's a good break to do it. The stream might be 4 hours tonight, guys. Prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves. Pucker your anuses. We're going in raw. Raised by Wolves. No. Him being an attorney is irrelevant. I mean, I'm commenting on legal issues. It's not irrelevant. It doesn't mean I'm authoritative. It doesn't mean that you should only listen to me. But it is certainly relevant to have an attorney discussing legal matters. His opinion is worth as much or as little as anyone else's. No. Experts in fields should be given a little bit more deference when they're discussing something within their field of expertise. Anyone with an advanced degree is more of an expert than anyone without it. I'm sorry, that's just how it goes. It doesn't mean I'm the ultimate authority on law. Guys, they have correctly stated that I've only been practicing law for about we're coming up on 4 years now. That's correct. That's true. I've never denied it. I've never overplayed my experience. I work very hard to research to overcome the experience gap that I have. I also try and bring on actual experts when I'm outside of it. I've brought on veterans in IP law. When I talk about intellectual property, I bring on Stephen Birch. This guy's been practicing IP law for something like 10 years. When I want to bring in When I wanted to talk about Texas stuff, I brought on Ty Beard. When I needed to talk about UK law, I brought on Helen Dale, a UK attorney. I don't rely on my own expertise ever to do this. However, I'm a step above anyone else who does not have a law degree and at least my level of experience. That's just how it goes. But I would never misrepresent to you what I am. But I do have authority on this as an expert. I literally have the documentation, okay? My opinion is not irrelevant, but it's certainly not authoritative. Work on your reading comprehension. Well, that's something you need to do. Who says I am not a legal expert, raised by wolves? And then I have my little witty retort. Of course. Anyone who has read whatever you write about the legal process. Excuse me. And that is what we're going to be talking about in a few minutes. But let me spend about 10 to 15 minutes on super chats. I want to make sure we're going to kind of keep up. We're going to mitigate the end and try to answer questions. Scary Things Are Scary says, the cons are not for you. They're for the fans. Boomer Rage Cyclone Slash. I love you, Nick. You're my favorite anime. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Doom Guy says, I need a Sarkeesian, smash or pass. Pass, man. I'm a one-woman dude. Unlike all the cucks out there. I almost said his name. I almost named the cuck. You can't name the cuck. YouTube will throw you off. If it goes for 4 hours, does that mean no Risk of Rain 2? Does it look like I'm in any position to not play Risk of Rain 2 tonight? I think we might have some Risk of Rain 2. We'll see. Gunk says, hey, hi, Mr. Rekieta. Seems like I got stuck in this trap. Could you help me out? Oh, what's that? We're going swimming? Oh, that sounds fun. But how am I going to swim while I'm stuck in this trap? Oh, skunk. Guys, living out in the country is a world where you may kill animals from time to time. Scary Things Are Scary says, he tells us to pucker our holes and then power drinks angrily. Yes, it is indeed a family show. Absolutely. Absolutely a family show. Kara Papas says, can you exclaim, how embarrassing? How embarrassing for me. Yes, I just did. There you go. Matoko Kusanagi says, yeet. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, I really appreciate that. Siren Jag says, never let it be said that I don't ask the hard-hitting questions. F, marry, kill, Shane's chair, Shane's bed, or Shane's fridge. But Shane has been dead inside it for 7 hours. Well, you gotta marry the chair. It'll support you even when you're a disgusting heap of a human. You gotta F the fridge. And I know that might be necrophilic, but you can't touch that radioactive bed. Kill the bed. Kill the bed. It's gotta go. Okay, sorry. I had to make sure that message wasn't critical to right now. The Level 1 King says, I'm too drunk to taste this chicken, from Colonel Sanders. Galavon Prime says, Ren giving you pet names, Nikki Ricketts. Crushing on you hard now. She want to put that whale stank on your dick. Oh, that is disgusting. That is disgusting. I have a feeling being in the same room with that thing would give me some sort of communicable illness. Blaine20 says, it's all fake. It's all fake. Mega Vigoroth, thank you so much for the donation, even though there's no text attached. Let's see. Yeah, Ren is just mad that she is becoming less relevant by the minute. And that she got that block. She got that ban. Don't misgender people, Ren, you ugly man. Cassius says, I have an important question for you. Would you prefer legal representation from Russell or Shane? And yes, you have to pick one of the options. I still got to go with Greer because he'd at least get the format right. And Shane would be writing that contract based on his Discord results, which I don't trust. Cormoran says, what is this lateness? Are you an Epic Store exclusive now? Oh, that's brutal. Al says, I'm going to put a baby in my girl tonight in the middle of your show. Atta boy, buddy. Make sure there's no alcohol involved. That would be rape. Mithrin Emrys says, I feel like we're getting at least one good Rekieta rant tonight. Grab your popcorn, people. Well, I hope to deliver. I always hope to deliver like FedEx in any weather. Angeloid Uno says, hey there, Nick. So when's the hashtag Fear the Beard's next arrival, if you may happen to know? I don't know. I don't know the next time he will be on my show. Hopefully soon is always the answer. What I am working on, we are one Amazon short. You guys have not been able to meet Christina, one of the Amazons. I would love for you guys to meet one of the Amazons. And don't forget, Christina is an NFL licensed agent for NFL prospects. And a draft is coming. I would love to talk to Christina about her area of practice. That is something that no one else, that I have no experience in, and actually is a very rigorous extra area of law that you guys might find very interesting. So I'm hoping that we get a Christina appearance very soon on this show. She was sick the night we interviewed the other Amazons. So it looks like we may be able to bring her on at some point in the near future, and I'm working on that for you. The draft is coming up, and I would love to have her on before the draft. And if there is a popular story that involves a legal issue in the NFL, believe you me, I will have her on to help me explain it, because she will know more than me. Again, I always bring experts when I can. Tom531 Cat says, t-shirt idea, front side, I stand with Vic, with Shield Hero Vic picture, backside, but I rage with Nick. Insert your favorite Warhammer character with them saying it's for the fans. For bonus, Spartan kick the enemy. That's a good t-shirt idea, buddy. We'll see what we can do. Next. Reno McDallas says, came for the D, stayed for the legal expertise. Thank you. William Barnes says, continuing the bad behavior proves you aren't sorry for it. People who are sorry prevent recidivism. Recidivism is more prevalent than anyone likes to admit. Next is Russell's Lips. Thank you for the donation. Silent Schism says, what kind of cases do you hate taking? Family law. Takaki Onsai says, so basically, you're like every other college student out in the world. I suppose? I'm not sure what that's a reference to. Innocuous Remark says, oh, wow, I'm actually awake for one of these. Better grab the whiskey. Clyde Mays, I love your stuff. You're one of my top 50 favorite internet lawyers. Oh, thank you. And a prestigious and an elusive title. Thank you so much. The Coke Master says, late and pudding. Judge Benitez granted a stay for the gun magazines, but gave us until 5 p.m. PST on April 5th. Buying a bunch right now. He stayed that? Oh, because the Supreme Court of California has to come in there and wave their dicks around on it. Good. I hope they get Minecrafted at some point. Russell's Lips, thank you for the super chat. Cerulean Voice says, hey, Nick, would you be willing to make a video regarding recent Pokemon community controversy and how they went about outing predators from their inner circle in a much more efficient, non-toxic way? Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I'd love to, but I don't know anything about it. So you can get me connected with someone who does. I'd certainly consider it. The DCV Titan says, have some shekels while I wait for the power to come back on. Also, would it be TI if one were to point Toei Animation to the behavior of Funimation and its contracted voice actors? Hey, guys, let me just preview something. Toei knows what's going on. And I don't know if Toei is happy or not, but I think you guys can probably put some neurons together and guess how the likes of Toei and Sony and any of the big companies will be taking this. So we'll see how Japan reacts. But I think you guys might be able to put that together. Again, keep your eyes open. News is always just around the corner. Next. But would it be TI if one were to point Toei to the behavior of Funimation? It depends on how you do it. You know, if Toei has a customer service line and you guys say something like, I'm not a big fan of how they're handling this, that's one thing. If you start contacting Toei in different ways, you start talking to like their executives or something outside of their normal chain of business, that would be different. Demon Kabuto 1590 says, you late? 16 minutes equals $6 for me. Gimme. I don't know how to do that. Or 6 minutes equals $6. I don't know how to give you $6. Judicious says, changing a diaper is one of the most important jobs a man can do. One of my best memories is when my daughter first said thank you after a cleanup. That's a good one, buddy. Majos Numerius is popping in here to donate for the Greer stream. F you for the erotica, though. I'll be sending you the bill for therapy. The Omnissiah can only protect from so much. Oh, that was gross, wasn't it? That was gross. Weirdo with a cello says, Greer reminds me a lot of my childhood. I think I could have very easily ended up like him. I'm not saying feel sorry. I'm saying he can stop anytime. He certainly can. Lord of Veggie says, is Ron Toye's Twitter still private? No, he unprivated it like today or yesterday. Something like that. He must be feeling very confident that lawsuits aren't coming. Lawsuits are coming. They're coming. They're coming. Oh my goodness. Zero the Slayer says, last night's stream was anything but family friendly. I still haven't fully recovered fully, and you never will. You never will, and I apologize for that. I apologize for that. Internet Tab says, why would they want to maintain... Oh, wait, I read that one. Karite Sumetai says, how long until an open whiskey bottle goes stale? It depends on how much whiskey is in it, how much light it's being exposed to, and how many times it is opened. Suck me my Bennis. Cobb says, work at investigation firm in LA. We don't take family law cases either, probably for the same reasons. Can you go into detail on why you personally hate family law and what kind of people are successful family law lawyers? Yeah, I'll briefly do that. I do take family law cases from people that I really, really either owe one to or really, really care about. That's it. That's it. Outside of people I really care about, really owe one to, I do not take them. Here's why. People inside family law cases are the worst people on earth. It's not their fault. Their whole lives are shattered. They're at their... You will never find people at their worst than when they're fighting over their kids, their dogs, or their money. And oftentimes family law involves all three. They're horrible people. I'm sure you don't take those investigations because half the time they're witch hunts. They never turn up with you with what they say they're gonna definitely turn up. The allegations that you have to run with and work on, the information is bad. It's emotionally charged. People are mad. They're mad. They're hurt. They're dying. Half of their money is going away and their entire world is being shattered. It's the worst situation. I can't do it. I don't like it. Also, they use their kids as pawns and I can't do it. I got too many kids of my own. Can't do it. Next. I like the Spike Man says, Toei cancels Funimation, moves production to Minnesota. Weebs move to prove their worth, make good friends, and have good lawyers. Heaven. There you go. We can only dream, right? We can only dream. Toei came up here. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Next. It comes in pints. Games and More says, Kick Vic people should have a meeting with Soul Eater's Excalibur. I'm sure that Penguin would have a word for them. The Texan 83 says, chat, don't get upset with Kamea-Con. They're just trying to do the best they can for the fans in the situation. I agree. Or more importantly, let me rephrase that. Get upset with them and then let it go. You're okay. It's okay to have an expression of emotion or feeling. Fine. But don't take it out on them. Right? You don't have to take it out on them. That doesn't help anybody. You know, it's going to be a good show. Going to be a great convention. People are going to love it. Oni Musuka says, please make a shirt that says alcohol is the KY jelly of the mind. I'd buy some for all my friends. What type of whiskey you like, so next time I can sip along. Keep it up, man. I love me some Lagavulin 16. There's all sorts of other... I mean, it's hard for me to find whiskeys I don't like. Basil Hayden's. Basil Hayden's is good stuff. And it's not too expensive. Next. Rockstar Dane says, Nick, I've been watching since the LOL suit. Been loving it ever since. Keep at it, man. Big Vic supporter since it all went down. Best of luck, my friend. Hey, thanks, buddy. Thanks for watching and supporting the show, even when it was a disastrous room behind me and nothing, no experience, and more boomerang than even now. Hoosier Highway says, back this project. Help Chris Chan defeat the cyber bullies and trolls. It's Kickstarter.com projects J-Draft. Chris Chan versus the internet. So there you go. Go check that out, guys. Meximan and Cheese says, Virtue on Twitter is free. 25-mile Lyft ride is not true. Let's do 5 more chats and then we'll move on. Super Doob says, I'm 20 minutes late. My life is over until the VOD goes up and I can watch the beginning. Until then, take my money, you problematic fake lawyer. Thank you so much. Monsieur Oof says, have you heard that Unfunimation lowered sub prices? No, I hadn't, but maybe they're hurting. It's a little interesting, isn't it? Robert, oh wait, no. Shiro Nyako says, I thought Blue Orca was codename for Monica Rial. No, the Blue Orca is codename for someone completely different. The Killer Critic says, when I go to a con, I'm using invisible ink to trick Chris Sabat into signing an I Stand With Vic shirt that says, hashtag Chris Sabat stands with Vic. That's fantastic. And finally, Bloody Dark Death says, from one neck to another, here's some money. Thanks, buddy. Thank you very much. All right. Let's get back to Twitter. Let's get back to this on Twitter. Oh, come on. Oh, do I need to like zoom out all the way? That would be annoying. We do. All right, I'm not going to zoom in. I'm not going to zoom in because if I zoom in, I can't whoa. I can't. How annoying is this? Wait, I can. Let's zoom in and try it. Nope. Okay. We're not going to zoom in. So there you go. You'll have to just deal with this. Sam Manning says, no, Vic hired Ty Beard to sue for defamation and ruining his career, not to get him access to conventions or as a defense attorney. This idiot, this raised by wolves idiot, thinks that Ty Beard, despite Ty Beard coming on and specifically stating he's going to sue some people, he thinks that he's being raised or hired as a defense attorney in a criminal court, despite Jamie Stupid Markey with that brilliant quote. Thank you, Jamie. I haven't put this up there, but that lovely direct message where he said, we got nothing. We know criminal charges aren't coming because it's outside of any statute of limitations. Oh, do you know there, pumpkin? Do you know? How long have you known that criminal charges weren't coming? You lying sack of garbage. How long have you known? You can only hope that a child was raped, right? That a child was molested. You can only hope that one of them will come forward. You disgusting, vile pile of trash. Ugh, gross. You can only hope because that's the only thing that'll save you from that defamation case. Marky, it's coming. It's coming. I hope you picked up new reading glasses, you dumb idiot. That lawsuit's a coming. And it's not going away with a Twitter DM about how you don't have any evidence that you could bring to back up your assertions. Blaine20 says, RE Funimation lowering sub price. Hashtag get woke. go broke. Seems to be true. All right. So then Raised by Wolves, the very smart idiot says, yet he has done neither. Well, no, he's not going to defend Vic in criminal court because, well, I mean, I guess he would. Except Vic's not being criminally charged. So you can't create a false requirement and then suddenly like impose it on Ty to get him charged so he could defend him to meet your need. That's dumb. But he also hasn't sued yet. What's that Jimmy Buffett song? What's that Jimmy Buffett song? Do you guys mind if I sing a bit? I'm a little gin loose, so we're gonna sing a bit. Come Monday, it'll be all right. Come Monday, your anus will get tied. Ah! They're coming, y'all. They're coming. They're coming. The lawsuits are coming. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I apologize. But he has enforced Vic's contracts with conventions. It's almost like lawyers do all sorts of different things to best represent their clients. All right. Next. Raised by Wolves. Again, there aren't too many from this guy. This is a nobody account, by the way. Created for this specific thing to anonymously be very brave and kick Vic, right? Good job. No, it don't. You have a case or you don't. This is in response to the criticism of, this person said, maybe I should go back one. Here we go. Back to this thing. And this is on April 1st. But let me just say, this was not, as far as I can tell, not an April Fool's joke. But Raised by Wolves says, I'll zoom in for this one. Whoa! Oh, God. Wrong key. I don't think it will ever go to court. That might be true, but the lawsuits are coming. The only way it doesn't go to court is settlement. Despite what blackface lawyer says, you don't wait for a case. You cannot get this more wrong, you moron. You can't be more incorrect. You have to wait. You have to wait and see if damages manifest. You have to wait and see. You have to let damages maximize. You never blow your load too early on a case. You have to make sure there's no more new evidence coming out. Now, at some point, you pull the trigger. Absolutely. You pull the trigger at some point. But you gotta be 100% accurate, especially considering I've already mentioned, any lawyer who has any idea of how a speech case in Texas might go will immediately go TCPA, Texas Civil Participation Act. You cannot just run with a case. You have to make a prima facie case for defamation to overcome the TCPA. You have to. So you have to make sure your information is good, is thorough, is voluminous. Everything has to be right. So of course you wait for a case. There's a reason you have a statute of limitations. Imagine getting in a car accident and suing for the damage to your car and getting that resolved and then finding out 6 months later when your hip starts acting up that you actually fractured a vertebrae and have chronic pain for the rest of your life, but you missed it because you sued too early and you resolved everything and said no further lawsuits, claims, or anything else will be brought out either through a settlement or through the court order. It's done. It's called res judicata. It means already done, already handled, already adjudicated. You wait for lawsuits all the time. That's why the statutes of limitations are so permissive on this stuff. You just don't wait beyond the statute. Oh, it better go to court. Esme Illis says it better go to court. Listen, it might not. It might not. But if it doesn't, it means that they're going to be settling on terms agreeable to Vic. And so we'll see. We may see what those are. We may not. May go to court. Anyway, so let's go through this tweet. Excuse me. Zalos Malik responds, 5 words, we will be in touch. Raised by Wolves, very smart again. 7 words, that's what got your client in trouble. Yeah, there you go. I guess. Next is... Oh, so this is a response to someone who is challenging this assertion that that you don't wait for a case or whatever. No, it don't. You have a case or you don't. If you have to wait and search for a case and you don't have one, it's common sense. No, that's not true. It's not how any of this works. Anybody who's ever even seen how lawyers operate, you go in and you know the case and you know the counter arguments for the case as best as you can. If you're just running, like if you were to hire this abject moron for your legal counsel, you'd lose every case because they just apparently run in jerking it all over the courtroom or something. So yes, who's not to say you're a legal expert? Anybody. All right. Oh my goodness. We're up to tweets by Ron Soye. Oh, whoops. This is someone saying, Ron, stop talking. Everything you say is going to come up in a lawsuit. This is an absolute zero take. Ron Toye says, great. Again, when you haven't lied, you have. Ron. 1, you have. 2, not only have you lied, I have good reason to believe that you have committed tortious interference. You specifically. That's what you should really be worried about. Because truth isn't a defense to tortious interference. Privileged truth is. You didn't have privilege when you made that threat. I like the Spike Man says, just to cool this down, check out the Ore no Imoto. The ending is amazing. Love from Alabama. Love back to Alabama. Thank you so much. Anyway, great. Again, when you haven't lied or have nothing to hide, a lawsuit isn't scary. Yes, it is. I tell you what, even though I am 100% confident in everything I say, a lawsuit for me is still scary. Because, of course, a lawsuit is scary. Anyone who says a lawsuit isn't scary is lying. They're lying, or they're stupid. Because, of course, a lawsuit is scary. Just because you can win doesn't mean you can pay for it. I'd rather have a Hawaiian vacation than my lawyer's retainer, you idiot. I hope that all the private messages I have are made public by a court case. It would be awesome. Okay. Next. This is that, I mentioned this earlier. A very short video regarding the safety concerns of Monica Rial. Toye, you might want to retract that statement. We have proof that this is just another one of your lies. Do you? It's funny, Ron. If you had proof that it was one of my lies, you could just post it, you bitch. We will give you 48 hours to make this right. We have texts, emails, and more to prove yet again you are wrong. Okay. Whatever. Holding my breath. John Drake says, sorry there, Toye, but I'm gonna have to say call. Whole thing has been dragged out too long already. Let's just have both sides. Now, reminder, when he said this 48-hour thing, he had protected his tweets because he's so brave. So brave. Oh, he's just ready for all the lawsuits, but he protected his tweets to hide from the world. This thing has been dragged out too long already. Let's just have both sides show their hands and be done with it, for better or worse. That goes for you too, Nick Rekieta. We're actually legal anyway. No, I will not show my hand because I have been very specifically asked not to provide the data that I have right now. And I'm not going to breach that trust. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You don't burn a source until it becomes legally required. So if they want to know my sources, they're going to have to either, I'm either going to have to get permission from them, which I don't have yet, or they're going to have to subpoena me for the statements. So there you go. But again, who hasn't lied? Ron Toye says, so can I, and you will look foolish. I offered you a chance, and you still have some time to retract. Ron, I couldn't see that message, you idiot. You blocked, or you protected your tweets, and I don't follow you. But I still wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare retract my statement, because I can back it up. Next. Listen to this. Look at how salty and stupid these people are. Here we go. Benjamin Oscar at Castle Point Anime. It gets better. This apparently exists. Does it? Does that exist? Benjamin Oscar? Does it exist? Here. I'll bring this down just a little bit, just for the patch. We can bring it right here. This apparently exists. They're really proud of 5 little useless words. Were they useless? I don't think they were useless at all. Brave Ron Toye had an absolute hernia, filed an ethics complaint against me. I hope he filed one against Ty just because I want to laugh at it. That guy spurged out on Twitter for days over that. Useless? Just a useless little tweet. 5 useless little words. You're still talking about it, you fat baby. Live stream. Do you want to look suave and sophisticated in your robe? Well, the Fear the Beard patch is just what you need. Absolutely. Absolutely. Buy this. Go buy one. I don't even make them. And that's how dumb Toye is. Here it comes. This is what I'm talking about. And they wonder why I called to question their ethics. Yes, my ethics and Ty's ethics are somehow impugned by someone else making a patch that says we will be in touch and fear the beard. Well, guess what? Guess what, Soye? We will be in touch. Blaine20 says, Beard Fleet Communicator for the win. Beard Fleet Communicator for the win. Go. You know what? If you guys want a patch, that guy's selling them on Etsy, Fear the Beard patch, go buy it. Wear it. Love it. They're great. Look at this. They're Velcro backed. They just slap on a shirt. Of course, you could stitch them on if you wanted. They just slap on. They're top shelf, top quality, nice and durable. Enjoy them. Piss them off. Listen to these people. What babies they are. This apparently exists. Yeah, it does. It does. Oh, so this one, I should have included the picture. The picture on this one, not on eBay, it's on Etsy. And for the record, Ty and I have nothing to do with that patch. Some guy just made them. It's amazing what happens. People just make things. The picture above Braxton Hardison's post here was something from the CW. And it was there's a bunch of these disgusting animals lined up. Bunch of these disgusting animals lined up. And so he captions the photo. It's got like Rial, Markey, I think, Sabat, Soye, maybe some others. Braxton Hardison, how to get away with career murder, now on CW. Great little jab. Perfect. Toye, lame. How about the person you are trying to defend not be an idiot and ask for consent? Consent for what? Consent for what, you cuck? Consent for what? Might have prevented all this, smiley face. You see, people say we're not getting harassed, yet we can't make a single post without morons jumping on being ignorant. Or are you being harassed by your public tweets being publicly addressed on Twitter, you dummy? That's not harassment, Toye. Put up the proof of the harassment. All I hear from these people, death threats and harassment. Not one thing. What death threat did you get? Post it. Everyone would be on your side if you had a legit death threat, you fat idiot. What are you thinking? Why on earth? We've got the death threats, but we're not gonna release them. No one condones death threats. People are reasonable, Ron. No one wants you and Monica killed. We want you to be ashamed of what you've done. We want you called to account for the lies. We want you called to account for jumping on this BS bandwagon that everybody has done. You saw how successful it was. You saw an opportunity to stretch the truth, to obscure the truth, or to flat out lie and ruin someone you didn't like because you're a coward and you're a liar. That's what happened. But no one wants you dead. If you're dead, how do we laugh at your stupid face? They could post them. I wouldn't want to post the death threat and give attention to the trolls. Likely story. Said everyone who never got a death threat. Anyway. Next. Here we go. This one is related to the Pensacon thing. So I'm going to put a disclaimer out there that Pensacon thing has been basically debunked. Right? It was run on thin evidence. People shouldn't have run with it. However, this is relevant to evidence. This is a Twitter law school question. Methodical Murph says, also, I know the difference between a claim and an unseen event that no one witnessed. If a tree falls down, someone can tell by the remains of the event. Said remains are evidence, something that does not exist in the claim against Vic. Let me take a pause. Let me take a pause. These brainlets have claimed that there's an incriminating video of Vic Mignogna somewhere out there. Something so damning that that video alone will vindicate them in court and prove everything incorrect. Whatever. It'll put Vic in jail and probably kill him. Right? You think you guys are the only one with that video? If that's your video, I have one thing to say to you. How embarrassing. And guys, as soon as I get my hands on that video, and I have a source for it, I just need the video, I'll play it. I'll play it. Because the truth, right? The truth. And this is a video. Let me be clear on what this video is. This video was sent to cons as evidence that Vic was dangerous. You think that video, like, only you have it? Again, you think that only you have it? How embarrassing it is to be you, to think, like, what are you going to do? Matlock the video on the jury? It doesn't work that way. First of all, you're going to have to give it up in discovery. Second of all, I'm betting they've already got it. Third of all, if what's on the video, if what I'm hearing is accurate, if that's your smoking gun, man, you're firing Nerf rounds and you're done. And you're done. So here we go. That's just to address, because they're going to... Well, there's evidence. We have it. Yeah, you do, of course. That's why these people who can't stay off Twitter for more than a day, that's why these people who will vomit their stupid opinion all over Twitter hundreds of times a day. Do you know how long it took me to get these quotes? They tweet so often, they can't stay away. They're the ones holding evidence back. They throw it all over the place. They run with everything they've had, but now they're going to reserve it. Whoa, 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 whoa. We wouldn't want it to come out. Why? Why? Would it be a lie? Would it be out of context? Would it not show at all what you say it shows? Would that be why you're not running with it? So a personal account should equal the evidence needed, right? No. No. I don't know how you get this wrong, but you do. In a defamation account, the person defamed bears the initial burden of proof to raise the issue of defamation and to prove the falsehood of a statement. All they have to do is say, under oath, this statement didn't happen. That makes it, that's more evidence than we have that it did, because they're the complainant. They're filing the initial complaint. So they meet their burden merely by asserting the falsity of the statement under oath. This is a lie, period. Here's why it's a lie. Might be necessary, but this is a lie is the main component. So, no, a personal account that comes back and says, well, it's not a lie because of this. Then it's weighed. The two things are weighed. But I'll tell you what, the person being defamed has deference in that balance. Because the person doing the defaming is presumed to be lying. Anyway, not secondhand info, but maybe 15 plus personal first-hand accounts of said event. What event, Ron? What event? That's the crucial component you're missing. What event? What event? The lasting result is that the trauma not easily measured as a tree in the woods, but still felt by each survivor. Survivor of what? These vague statements are going to get you in trouble in Texas, you dope. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But guys, I have to excuse myself for just a moment. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the dead air. I hate doing that, but sometimes it's just necessary. Sometimes it's just necessary. Okay. Next tweet. Oh wait, I wanted to get down to this guy. This guy, Broderick Frankenstein. Oh, let me see if I can. Here we go. Whoa, I'm Justin Y, and I post trash. Says for the bathroom. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Okay. Broderick Frankenstein says, once I see these enablers use cuck or any term made infamous in the last 2 years, they have... Listen, look at the irony here. Look at the irony of this stupid moron. They have zero say on the issue. It's all subjective and supposeds to them. Until it does happen, it'll suck worse when nobody listens. Maybe they'll understand, but my freedom, this flippin' cuck literally used a spelling and phrase made popular within the last 2 years. He invalidates his own point. He invalidates his own point. What a freaking idiot. Can you believe that these are the opponents? Can you believe that these are the opponents we're up against? Oh my goodness, how stupid. Blaine20 says, did you wash your hands with foamy soap? I did, absolutely. Got the foamy hand soap. Wow. Where are we? Oh, are we not? Where are we? Oh, come on. There we go. Here he is. Here he is running his mouth again. Here he is running his mouth again. Agreed. The solution is simple. Don't assume anyone wants to be touched in any way. Especially if you do not know the person or hardly know them. And even then, ask first. May I shake your hand? How about just holding your hand out? It's amazing. Like, it's hard to actually accomplish a handshake without consent. I mean, I know Ron doesn't know this because he apparently doesn't handshake with anybody, I guess. May I shake your hand? Oh, God. If you come up to me, I'm going to tell you right now. You come up to me and say, may I shake your hand? No. No, you may not, because that is disgusting. Just hold your hand out like a person, and I'll either shake it or I'll say, you know what, I don't do handshakes, or no, I have leukemia or whatever, and you can't, I don't want you to get sick. Can I give you a hug? How about just like this? You know, make a gesture. Like, these hugs are not lightning attacks from a teleporting ninja, man. It's a big... I'm gonna give you a hug. No. Nah. That's cool. Or just... Look, I avoided a hug right there. How hard was it? Look, I'm gonna avoid another one. I can't avoid a third because I'm backed up against the whiskey barrel. But it's just... This is not... Like, these are basic human interactions. These people are allergic to basic interpersonal communication. Would you mind if I put my arm around you? Yes. Yes, Ron. I'm pretty sure you're a dearth of charisma. And if you put your arm around me, something might happen where other people might not want it to ever associate with me again. Just from that. Because you're so devoid of humanity. Gross. Mr. Obawan 2020 says, so in a hypothetical TI case, if the defendant sent a video that definitely didn't prove their claim, if malice was proven, couldn't that be used against them? Yes. Yes, of course. Gosh. Look at these embarrassing people. Ugh, Shane Holmberg. I never said he was a criminal. I say he inappropriately touched people. Just because it can't be prosecuted doesn't mean it is right. Hey. Hey. Shane. Shane. You don't get to ruin someone's career over a non-crime. You loser. You don't get to ruin someone's career over a non-crime. It's not an inappropriate touch unless the person touched goes and tells someone, probably the toucher, that it was inappropriate. You don't get to walk this line and imply that it's assaultive behavior, but it's just inappropriate. It doesn't work that way. If it was not assaultive, but it was inappropriate, that's for the person touched. This is how battery works. Battery is any unwanted touch. Here's the problem. You can't find someone to do it. All you can find is someone who will say, looking back now, with all those allegations, it now seems creepy. That's not... Battery doesn't happen in retrospect. Battery happens in real time. You cuck. Go eat a shoe. Ugh. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Let's see him not calling him a criminal some other places here. Here's Shane's public figure analysis. This will be great. That's only if he will be considered a public figure by the court. Shane Holmberg says, too bad he went and applied for that blue check mark asking to be, and I quote, an account of public interest. First of all, I'm not sure you have to apply for a blue check mark. I'm not sure you apply for a blue check mark, but maybe you do. Even so, does that make you a public figure in court, Shane? No! 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 You idiot! No! It's just a Twitter tag. If the court was like, well, everybody on Twitter, there are blue check marks with as few of subs as you. That doesn't make them public figures. Justice NA says, so he applied for a blue check mark because he's a public figure and that makes him a bad guy. But is he a public figure? It's not this cut and dry, guys. Would you not say the public has an interest in him, whether good or bad, that he wouldn't want people trying to impersonate him and exploit people's ignorance if it's really him? Whoops. The only point is he is a public figure. By the way, I'll tell you that Beard, Harris, Bullock, and Hughes, while they are preparing for a public figure case, they have very, very good argument that he is not a public figure at all. In fact, so do I. So does any lawyer, you chair-raping, disgusting human. Listen to his criteria for a public figure, and then just be glad that your life is not Shane. Commanding 6 figures a year. For the record, public figures are not income based, but 6 figures a year doesn't even put you on the map of public figures unless you're a government employee. Unless you're a government employee. and is a well-known celebrity. No, he is not a well-known celebrity. He's a barely known celebrity who happens to be well-known in anime-specific circles and maybe in the convention community. But we're talking, no offense meant by this, guys, but a tiny fraction of the US, much less the global population. You put Vic Mignogna in a room with Vin Diesel, with Tom Cruise, with Brie Larson, people are going to know everybody else before Vic Mignogna, and they may, at the end of the day, not even know who he is because his voice is behind a character 99% of the time. Trying to argue he's not a public figure is just silly. That's because you're just a stupid idiot on the internet, Shane. Of course his lawyers are going to argue he's not a public figure. They're going to make a good argument. You don't just become a public figure because you've done something successful in your life or because you tweeted about something. The only reason Ty would be talking about proving malice is because that burned comes in for, wait for it, public figures. No, the reason Ty is talking about malice, you dumb cuck, I hate, is because Ty is a good attorney who's going to prepare for the malice counter argument, you idiot. That's why. Not because he's surrendering the fact that Vic is a public figure. Again, very good argument that Vic is not a public figure by any stretch of the imagination, not even a limited public figure. Talk about this in a minute. But of course, Ty is going to prepare for the argument. Here we go. Another hot take. Another hot take from Shane. Nick also said it was specifically Chris and Monica's fault that Vic was not re-signed by a specific date to Kamehacon. That's not what I said, actually. That is not what I said. Get your facts straight. I said that Chris and Monica put pressure onto Kamehacon. That's what I said. There's no specific date involved. A claim that the con directly disputed. No. Your quote, your stupid quote, first of all, would be at best an indirect dispute of my statements. They have not directly addressed that statement at all. Plus, what the con says doesn't actually matter in tortious interference cases, especially when the facts say otherwise, fatso. He is wrong about a lot of things. Name one. Name one, you Discord reading, Google searching bitch. Name one thing I'm wrong about, you moron. You can't even put food on your cutting board, you idiot. Name one thing. One thing. You can't do it. You've been wrong the entire time. You were wrong when you had a research team jerking stupid opinions into your mouth. They couldn't even get the cause of action right. How embarrassing your life is, you disgusting weasel. Name one thing I'm wrong about. You can't. You can't. Kasai edits. Actually, you're wrong. The con didn't dispute anything. Of course the con didn't dispute anything. And even if they did, it doesn't change the facts on the ground. Shane Holmberg says, the con said no guests influence their decisions on contracts. Read that statement like a lawyer wrote it, Shane. That's all I'm going to say. Ravelon. All Vic has to do is say under oath he didn't do it, and he has preponderance of the evidence for his innocence. That's actually correct. Shane Holmberg. That's not the way libel cases work, and there is now plenty of case law and appeal cases out there for you to not say such silly things. Cite one then. Cite it, Shane. You can't because you're stupid. You can't because you're lying, and you can't because you know nothing about any of this. Cite the case. Cite the case. What happens when you cite the case, Shane? Someone's going to point out why you're wrong. The judge is going to laugh them right out of the courtroom if all they come with is tweets. Not if they're defamatory, fatso! Not if they're defamatory! Funoodle says, I highly doubt they would laugh at slander that caused him harm. Correct! Absolutely correct. Shane Holmberg, he was harmed by all the people in cons who dropped him before Monica, Jamie, or Funny ever said a word. 2 points, Shane. 2 points. It doesn't matter if there was prior harm. Let me make this clear. For the moron in the back of your mind, the one neuron still firing and firing with all the force of, I'm out of jokes. You're so stupid, I'm out of jokes. For the Shane in the back. For the Shane in the back. It doesn't matter if 1,000 people defame you and you sue one of them. If they still defame you, it's still defamation and they can still win. Especially when damages are presumed because the defamation is per se because you called him a sexual predator. Doesn't matter. But some of those cons might have dropped Vic before it was publicly announced that he was fired, and certainly before it was publicly announced the reasons that he was fired. So who told the cons to drop him, Shane? I sure hope it wasn't Monica, Jamie, or Funimation. But you know what's really interesting, Shane? The idea that he was dropped by cons and fired based on statements that Monica, Jamie, and other voice actors like Iago, like Igor, if they're voice actors, of course, made in private to Funimation or to those conventions. How do you know when they open their mouth, Shane? Because I can tell you they weren't opening their mouths for you. But I have good information that they opened their mouths about this before Broly was even cast. Man, it would be a shame if those communications came out too, wouldn't it? Remember, guys, he didn't say he was criminal. He's just saying he touched people inappropriately. Wham, wham, wham. My idol touched people without asking, and now Me Too is coming for me next. How dare you say we don't have the right to do whatever we want with whatever woman we see, whether she likes it or not? Yeah, you all are broken records at this point. Look at this cuck virtue signaling for the hills. How sad his life must be if this is what he has to do. I'm just going to leave that. I'm just going to leave that. On to Monica. On to Monica. Let's just put these out there first. These are statements. These are statements by Monica Rial that will come into play in a little bit. Monica Rial says, I love that people think these lawyers actually care about any of this. No. Don't care. They just want followers, subs, and money. Oh, cutie. That's sweet. But I started the GoFundMe. I invited Vic on my show. All of this well before, something like 30,000 subscribers ago. With no intention that it would take off the way it did. I'm glad. I'm very glad. I'm happy to take followers, subscribers, and money. Happy to do so. Just like you. Just like you. I gotta curb the insults on this beluga. You take followers, subs and money. You dummy. You were really thirsting for those likes when you were telling your story, when you were dropping portion after portion after portion on Twitter, right? Not going for money when you do autographs for money, right? My autographs are free, Monica. I don't know about yours, but you know, whatever. We just want followers, subs, and money. That's why I referred Vic to a law firm that I knew was actually effective. You know, whatever. I'm glad he hired them, by the way. Monica Rial says, it was that internet lawyer who's never actually been in a courtroom. He's obviously doing this for the money. Oh, yeah. Monica, that's a lie. That's not only a lie, but me being in court is public record. It's public record. So you could actually look it up if you wanted to. So I guess we're going to have to talk about liars, right? Lawyer who's never been in a courtroom. Wouldn't want you to call out people for lying and then be caught lying. That'd be a shame. Well, speaking of lying, here's her explanation on KamehaCon and why they're going away from a secured, very public event and into a very small venue that they've publicly announced the time and location of, right? Here we go. It was for safety reasons. I'm not concerned about other guests, but the attendees. There you go. You guys are apparently all a danger to Monica Rial. That's why a smaller place, farther away, with armed security is a much better choice for my safety. Spoken like someone who doesn't understand security in the slightest. In the slightest. But okay. I mean, I hope you have that entire place locked down, you dimwit. Next. Gah. Here we go. Here's some more truth. Here's some more truth. I can at least see where they got the basis for that lie. Todd Habercorn. I did ask to be removed from the panel. However, they chose to pull Todd because his contract stated he couldn't do more than one panel a day, and he already had one scheduled. Wrong! Wrong, stupid! He had 2 scheduled! Shrug emote! He had 2 scheduled! You liar! And how do you know it's in his contract, Monica? Have you seen it? Or are you just making that up? Monica Rial says, the KamehaCon harassment lie. Sure, it's a lie. Definitely a lie that you were threatening to not show up if Vic showed up. And then when Vic got announced, you left. That was definitely a lie. Really irks me because I'm friends with the con chair. Friends. Ooh, that's some good business you've done with your friend there. I would love to be your friend and be in business with you. He totally understood my concerns and even offered to sponsor my signing. The con even retweeted it. Sure. Yeah, that was because of your concerns and your friendship. You tried to badger a guy into running a convention your way. Liar. Liar. Oh, man. Monica Rial. Please understand that everyone is trying to paint me as the bad guy. There are a lot of falsehoods flying around. First true statement you've made, you liar. I know people are hurting and it sucks, but this kind of behavior doesn't help anything, you know? You know what would help everything? You know what would help is if everyone just shut up and left me alone and let Vic die and let his career go in the gutter. If just everybody would just, we've said our piece, and now everyone should just leave it alone. That would be so much better. Because This behavior doesn't help anything. It'd be so much better if he never got back to another con. It'd be so much better if he just never was hired again. And if you guys would just accept our words that he hugged someone and that he deserves to be out of work for the rest of his life because of it. That would be the better solution. Now, please leave us alone. I have to make a full disclosure here. This tweet is edited slightly for emphasis. I would love for both sides to just stop and be patient. The truth will come out. Listen. You know what? Let's analogize this. First inning of a baseball game. Team A and Team B. Team A goes up to bat. Hits 15 home runs. Team B gets up to bat. Hits 5 home runs. Team A says, you know what? I wish we would just stop playing right now and just wait and see who wins. That would be better. Let's just let the umpire decide the game. We got to stop this. It would just be better if we just went, if we just put a hold on all of the action and we just let the umpires come out and tell us who won. Let's just do that, guys. Calm down. That'd be a better solution. McMahon says yes. All the name calling and bullying on either side is acceptable. It's always we're in this together now, right? After you destroy someone, suddenly it's both sides. Both sides need to settle down. Look, there's been some wrong on our side. You ruined a man's career. You ruined his career. You wanted him to go away. Just disappear for a while and let it blow over because he's coming back from that. I just want it to stop now. Both sides need to calm down. After we dropped all the nukes, but now we need nuclear non-proliferation, right? That's how it goes. I just want to move on with my life, and I can't because of lined out trying to ruin Vic. You just can't move on with your life, can you? Who said that recently? So we've now got Han Leia just wants to be left alone and doesn't understand why this keeps getting dragged back up. But she keeps getting dragged by her hair back into it. Mars Girl just wants to move on with her life. But someone has to come along and forklift her fat self right back into the conversation every single time. And she just doesn't get it. She just wants to be left alone and move on. Now we got Monica Rial. I just want to move on with my life. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice for Vic to be able to move on with his? Wouldn't it be nice? All right. Let's read a couple more chats here. Read a couple more chats. Where are we? Sorry. I gotta get back. Gotta get back to the spot. Here we go. Alex Ware says, do a vid breaking down why PewDiePie is not defaming T-Series. T-Series alleging defamation against PewDiePie? Robert R91 says, angry Rekieta is best Rekieta. Sometimes. The guy from that thing says, don't give con artist Pro Secrets your money. F-U-E-V-S. Well, that's strong words. Eduardo Ramirez says, what is GLO gang? I have no idea. I have no idea. Talbot Link says, Altered Reality 2019. Kiara Stone. Ew, what is that thing? A rat? Is what I think every time I see a photo of Mars Girl. Never usually this mean, but for that thing, I have no sympathy. James Karg says, isn't it about time heresy, hearsay and kangaroo courts are subjected to judicial scorched earth? Or would that be going a bit too far? Not in my opinion, but it's not up to me. Skyheim says, will Vic's case have a jury? Possible, unless it's resolved pre-trial or through summary judgment. Namrek Istos, I mean, yes, if it goes to trial, it would likely be a jury trial. Likely. Nemrek Isto says, Vic isn't listed on the actors section of Dragon Ball Super Broly on Amazon. John and Chris are. Vic's not. I mean, what are you going to do? Funimation has no control over that, remember? Bad Player says, K-Con washed their hands of Rial in a very public manner. They're signaling to other cons this is how Rial behaves. That will hurt worse than a suit. Maybe. I hope you're right. M. Dalton says, hey, Nick, I just thought they could have done that afterwards. Just said, here you go. This is how she is. M. Dalton says, hey, Nick, just getting into nice whiskeys because of you. I've tried tried and enjoyed Lafroig 10, Toki, and Glenlivet 12 so far. What would you suggest next for less than $60? Basil Hayden's bourbon. Basil Hayden's bourbon. It's about $45. Poor Man says, by the time you see this, I'll be asleep. Good night, buddy. Also, hello, future me at work tomorrow listening to this. Seriously, though, Rial can't stomach the idea of interacting with the people she's helped destroy. It makes her realize she's not the good guy. Zimzam says, what level of clown world are we on right now? All of them. Blaine20 says, when you make bald-faced lies against someone in public and cost them tens of thousands of dollars, it's not safe to be anywhere near them or their fans without being called out for your lies. Be very clear. That's about being called out, not being unsafe for any other reason. Scary things are scary. Oh, I read that one. Infamous Kit Kat says, Chris Sabotage, Monica Liar, and Ron Soye. Idiots. Y says, the only thing Monica fears is accountability. Gas says, keep fighting the good fight, rackets. Andrew War Snowboard says, X to doubt, gonna give it to you. Awig is asking if the defense or plaintiff picked the judge or jury trial. Either can request a jury trial. Rockstar Dane says, crush them as a 22-year college student. Please destroy. Joshua Durbin says, have Nita at Decida create a black and white version of Manga Vic for the It's Not For You, It's For The Fans t-shirt. By the way, if you use this, I want the first. There you go. X Varna says, I'm surprised Ron's lawyer hasn't fired him yet. We don't know that that's true. Kaki Onsai says, there's another t-shirt idea. Mine's longer. Joe Nelson says, how much does Monica know what's in Todd's contract? Or how does Monica know what's in Todd's contract? I bet she doesn't. If I had to guess, I bet she doesn't. And if she does, I bet she knows she's wrong. Kiara Stone says, how dare you ask for proof or evidence? For shame. Kazuko Light says, Monica's new name should be Bitchy, like the princess from Rising of the Shield Hero. Randstein Hernandez says, don't let them get to you. It's what they want. Follow God's Path or Feel Tesla's Wrath says, I really hope you read Letter to All Judges by Francis E. Deck in stream someday. Maybe. Test Not on Holiday says, after last night's stream, I had a nightmare where Russell Greer and his twin Russell Rear ambushed Jussie Smollett outside of a subway. Jussie is wearing a Jimmy Carter shirt, and they say, this is MAGA country as he walks out of the subway. There you go. Couple more. Colin Schrader says his nose is getting more red the angrier he gets. Insert clever name. Here says, you expect the pod of whales to be capable of thinking. Oh, you sweet, silly cheeks. Silly, sweet cheeks. Cody Paw says, getting Monica to squeak on Todd. My favorite tweet today. James Michael Doyle, are you sure yours is longer? Because I'm sure she needs the biggest strap-on she can find to peg Miss Beta. Gross. Bad Dragonite says, Nick, you lied. You haven't helped Shane's chair at all. I'm trying. Ryu Sketches says, need to go, but want to give my continued support. Thank you very much. White Flags Fly says, hoops hitting the fan. This is insane. Namrek Istos, Vic's not on the actors list of Dragon Ball Super Broly on Amazon. Chris and Sean are, but Vic's not. Seems fishy. Above average peen. Jeremy says, how broke you think Rial and Soya will be after all these lawsuits? No one wants to pay for a lawsuit. Ayla123 Hamora says, first super chat ever. Can Vic also add on theft of his intellectual property with Funny dropping his name from the credits of major roles? Probably not, unfortunately. I know some people that have done so for their own uncredited work. That's a tough question, but I doubt it. Let's see. Bad Dragonite says, send SEAL Team 6 into the Gunt and save Shane's chair. Cabbiness says, ask Kamehameha for a referral discount code for the non-attendee passes. Show the con how many fans you're sending them and maybe get a commission for it. No. They've gotten support. People can do what they will. You know, I'm not going to be like a paid shill for them. Dave Youngson says, would Monica Rial's actions at ZenkaiCon be a case of TI? I mean, technically, but would they be worth pursuing? Probably not. Probably not. All right. Let's, Mythos Irving. Sorry, I missed this one earlier. Says, sorry, Nick, couldn't resist. We get it. You have to protect your sources. Something the VAs don't seem to get. Sorry for not reading that one right away, Mythos. Trying to catch up to it. All right, let's see. Couple more tweets. John W says, what about Habercorn? Why did you get him kicked off? Again, I didn't. I asked to be removed from the panel, but the con pulled him instead because his contract states he can only do one panel a day, and he already had one scheduled that day. He had two scheduled that day. And then the fat person no one cares about, Tora-san, comes up. I knew it was a giant lie from the start. Well, yes, we all knew Monica was lying from the start. Once again, I know you have no vendetta against him. That might actually be true. Monica might have no vendetta against Todd. I have no proof that Monica has a vendetta against Todd. Actually, that's the baffling thing. Why get him or yourself removed from a panel that Todd is on if you don't have a vendetta? Why? You did the panel. You're not scared of anybody else. You cited your safety concerns when either you asked to be removed and they just decided to remove Todd, or when you asked Todd to be removed. It doesn't matter. Why? If you don't have a vendetta against him, why do this? I even saw pics where your autograph table was literally an arm's length away from his. You're not afraid to be at the same con as him, so I know it was a lie. Except it happened. It happened, you dummy. She admitted it. She admitted it in the tweet above you that she didn't want to be on the panel. But she was still on the panel. What conclusion do you have? Okay. I know I'm not going to change your mind, but I have no reason to lie. That is the biggest lie. The biggest lie is always, I have no reason to lie. Even when it's true. This experience has been heartbreaking and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I just want my friend to get help. Your friend. Whoa. With friends like you, who needs Nazis? Here's another both sides. Bullying and harassment on both sides needs to stop. Unfortunately, nobody's listening. We bullied a man out of his career, but now it needs to stop. Well, there you go, guys. There you go, guys. That's the tweets I have for you. Covered the drama around these cons. Like I said, I can back it up. I can back up everything I say. I will not retract a statement. Unless someone provides me better evidence than what I've got. Good luck. Good luck. Okay. Let's read some chats. I don't know. Here's what I'm working on, okay, guys? Just so you know. I'm not going to go through this right now, but here's what I'm working on. This is defamation in Texas. I'll probably end up doing a separate video on it. Probably not. Maybe a live stream, maybe not. Depends how tomorrow goes and what's on the docket tomorrow. But I'll either do a short 15-minute video with some highlights that I pare down from that, because that's already more than a 15-minute video. But I'll either do a short 15 to 30-minute video, 45, 2 hours, or I'll do a live stream on it. We'll see. We'll see. The Zeppo... Oh, wait. We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah. It's always good to compare facts to case law, right? We'll do that. We'll do that very soon. But for now, I'm going to read the chats. I just, I'm not going to be able to get through that. We're already a half hour away from the end of the show. Normally, we'll see how the chats go, but I think I can do a better job if I finish it another day. Oh, Quasmonaut. I'm working it out with Benpai. And it's not his fault. It's entirely my fault. I need to get them an appropriate date where I can join them on Drunken Peasants. I want to do that very, very much, but I have to, you know, they record during the daytime when I'm normally with my family. So I just have to find a way to be around that. There we go. Okay. Let's, where do we go? Gay and Still at Large says Ron Toye is a massive. There you go. Sexy Bearded Viking Wizard, the BA Aussie, says submitting my application to be your social media manager. No retreat, no surrender, mate. Great movie. A great movie, by the way. A Bad Dragonite says blackface, red nose, backlit, sweet cheek lawyer. Automata says, you know that nowadays some folks use a wildly different definition for unsafe, which I'm not sure is compatible with the weight we've held it. That's true. Dice David says hashtag Nick lies. Blaine20 says if drunks can't consent, they can't be charged with DUI. An interesting theory that's been floated. Ithilian Waffle says thanks for keeping us wage slaves entertained, Nick. Happy to do so. Forever229 smiley face. Some guy named Jim says I thought you could use a laugh. If these people think hugging is bad, a wrestler is offering to let people touch his dick for $30 this weekend. Oh wow. Marcus Hollis says, was that pic of Ron Soye before or after his cucking session? That's his pic all the time now. All the time. Yeah, Zara BP, Risk of Rain 2 after this. But I need to get something in my stomach first. The Fabled says, if Ron Soye goes to you for a consultation regarding this case, what would you say as a professional when you read all of his crap? What can you pay to settle? Like, no joke. What's your settlement option? What are we greenlit to settle here? Because you're going to have a real tough time in court, and it's going to cost a lot. We might be able to get out of this much cheaper with a settlement. Pro Blood X Wolf says, gotta say, listening to you rant passionately while in the shower is a great thing. Ooh, sounds sexy. Shanksy B says, are you a fan of the show Suits? Law drama? I've never watched it. I try not to watch law shows on TV because they make me angry. Dan Still at Large says, excuse me, sweetie, but alcohol dehydrates you. Here's some money for a bottle of water so you don't die of thirst. A fat woman on the internet told me that kills thousands of lawyers every 60 seconds. Well, where's Sally Struthers to save me from myself? Kyle Rambler says, keep up the good work. I hope you go at them too. I'll go at them the way that's appropriate. Blaine20 says, your opinion isn't relevant because you haven't written a feminist-approved book. That's true. Ben Cheever says, he says, we might go for 4 hours tonight, like it could possibly be a bad thing. I just got stupid, giddy smile on my face. Fantastic stream like always, except that one-time cough, CRP cough. Love the Twitter segments too. I don't have the patience to sort through. No one does. So awful. See. Jacob Mathis says, have you had / liked either Powers or Teeling's Irish whiskey? No. No. Hellbent says, I get better support from online employers than Funimation seems to give. Hikari Blue says, gonna make some coffee. Gonna be a long ride. Turd Ferguson says, that thread was so bad, especially the anus part. Venomine said, if I order pizza while I'm drunk, do they rob me? Yes. Yes. Elazer Asensio says, just wanted to say we greatly appreciate all your hard work. Keep fighting the good fight. I will. Hellbent says, man, it's just voicing cartoons. How is this hard for them? Baffling. Most of them don't even need to see each other because they work from their own recording studios at home. Valgorant, thank you for the donation. Akasit says, this question is for the chat. Which is better? Pug's hey there or General Kenobi's hello there? I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say hello there like him. Next. Joshua Bailey says, Nick, you got any experience with workers' comp? I'm not a big workers' comp attorney, but I know a great one. So you can go ahead and, if you need to, send me your info and I can get you connected. Andrew War Snowboard says, what do I have to do to get on the sports stream? I don't know. Anime Moon says, who wants Amazon Prime as Franziska von Karma? There you go. Rebel Arvita says, suffer not the alien orca to live. Peter Bowley says, Nick Rekieta soaring in on a tiger made of research. Thank you for actually explaining all this to us. Let's just wait till those lawsuits drop, guys. We're going to be explaining for days. Oh boy. Oh, I can't wait for those lawsuits to drop. Solo Beverly says, I left you a present I made a month ago-ish in your Discord. If you like, you can show it on the stream. Enjoy. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Let me find it. Nice. Here we go. I'll pull it up. Here we go. There's a little gift from the Discord. Good job. Next. Where'd we go? Here we go. Nirong says, so according to Uncle Sam's training on sexual assault, all my married male coworkers are guilty of marital rape because females cannot give consent after several drinks. Oh, and also as a male, I'm a rapist in waiting. Cool, huh? Or sanguineous. Yeah, isn't it great? Ash the Pally says, going to message you on Facebook, got told something in an interview I had about the Vic thing I wanted to ask you about. Okay. Kov says, worked at investigate. Oh, we read that one. Cypress says, keep up the live streams. Really enjoy hearing what you have to say about these scumbags. Always do. Unless something weird happens 5 nights a week. Crackhead Carter says, thank you, sir. I know the narrative is BS, but I just want to clarify why it's BS using their logic. JMPSATX210 says, every time you go live, dank, no whale stank. Venomine says, the next time somebody tweets about her being raped because she was drunk, ask if ordering pizza while you're drunk means the delivery guy robbed you. Cherno Trollopolis says, we either need to repeal child support law or we need to put in strict anti-gold digger safeguards that cannot be ignored by the judge. You know, the trick with... no, I'm not going to say what the trick with family law and child support is, because... No, never mind. It was an idle thought, and it's just a mess. SM Skorix says, do you think you can get Ruben Langdon on a stream? Devil triggers need to get pulled. I would love to. I'll be asking him soon. I just want to come up with an appropriate stream topic and stuff like that for him. Let's see. Olron 1, Monica Rial is the purple orca. Cherno Trollopolis says, I can imagine a DBS hentai image where you have huge pieces of paper doing stuff to Bulma and having the big letters, the lawsuits are coming. Bros. Anthony Antoine, thanks for the donation. Same for you, Kov. Oron1, how do you respond to claims that you only make these videos for clicks? No, I don't. I don't know how to explain it. These videos do generate a lot of clicks, and that certainly helps. But I don't make these videos for clicks. I make these videos to report on this issue, which is very interesting to me, and I try to lend, my voice to it and my particular experience and all of that. If that results in clicks, great. I'm happy to do that. I don't ever apologize for success, and the idea that more people see your stuff makes you less credible or less successful is untrue. But I'm not out there doing these videos on like tenuous things. I always have a good source, and I always try to bring new info to you guys. Next, Conspiratorial Walnut. I think their lawyers should practice flagellation. Yes. Quacky Boy says, going to be drinking alcohol, legally by the way, for the first time tomorrow with a small group of friends. Any advice for a beginner? Pace yourself, buddy. Pace yourself. Books, Games, Pottery says, I think the word you're looking for to describe these idiots is F-tard. Yeah, that's a good one. Sum87 says, Nick, I had a garbage lawyer that wouldn't fight Geico after I was hit. The lawyer said he couldn't prove that I didn't have a herniated disc before the car accident. I walked out with a lifetime of pain and $1,000. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Palantir says, why is Toye still talking after retaining a lawyer? You can't not do it, right? Either he's ignoring legal advice or his lawyer knows it's a lost cause and is letting his client dig a grave and collecting revenue. Tony J says, what happens if they settle out of court, agree on something, but don't follow agreement? Love your show. Keep it up. Well, then you have to enforce it. Typically with a settlement agreement is going to be memorialized by a court order, and then it would be enforceable. That's how. Roxy Play says, I'm going to refer to him as Ron, the soy boy, Toye. It rolls off the tongue pretty well. Been watching you since Jeremy and Gen Con. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you. I'm hopefully going to have another one soon. Another video on Jeremy sometime soon. Talbot Link says, being upset about a Fear the Beard patch is like being upset that the Army's Bad Boy Club is a brand. Blink Your Eyes 1400 says, new job, can't wait to get a patch and help support the cause. Oron1 says, can't get the patch since they don't ship to Australia. Very disappoint. See if someone will buy it for you and then ship it to Australia. Timothy Reaper says, Ron Soye, it's about ethics in laughing at morons. What? Oh. His jokes are spilling over into Twitter. Where did it go? Where did that go? Oh, I will refer to him as Ron, the soy boy. No, wait, I read that one. Ron1, can't get the patch since they don't ship to Australia. That's the one I just read. Sorry, guys, the gin is hitting. Didn't eat enough. Timothy Reaper. Oh, wait, I read that one. Jacob Mathis. There we go. Dang, Soye is such a B word. Gengyo, Nick, I'm a big boy. You don't have shirts in my size. Stop fat shaming me. Lol, just bought a Fear the Beard patch. Good job. Next is DL Ziggs 37 SSJ. Love the stream and how ridiculous Soy Boy is. Yep. Anthony Olson says, glass up for the rant. Love it. Not whiskey, but some Don Julio 80 if you like tequila. Anthony Torres says, showing some love. I live for these streams. Thanks, buddy. Commissar Warder, press X to doubt. Soye? Go. Lazarian 444 says, not afraid of lawsuit like I'm not afraid of cancer. Molepod says, fun rant as always, but as a quick note, can I send scotch to your P.O. box? Probably not. Some people have successfully done it, but I have an alternative mailing address. Email me. Email me and tell me what it's for, and I will send you the alternative mailing address. Blaine20 says, Murica F yeah. Good job, buddy. Talenseer says, in Minnesota, the bears can hear you urinate. Uh-oh. Blaine20 says, oh, wait, no. Fried bacon. All this BF made Nick have to S. Talbot links, thud. Nick returns. Picard13 says, Hershey squirts. Lol. That's gross. Tank Theta. Oi, Rekieta. Can you read my comment in the Twitter chain about Raised by Wolves and the one below? I want to show Wolf's Big Brain live on stream. I don't know if I could find it right now. Don't know if I could find it right now. iRec says, I sent another DM on Twitter. Rec Gears. I will look for it. Sorry. Mr. Obi-Wan 2020 says, so in a hypothetical TI case. Oh, wait, I read that one. Dirk Lamont says, this Ron guy sounds like a bigger soy boy than Fat Jarbo. Seems to be. Lord Chippy Dip says, Ron shakes his balls. Ron shakes his bull's hand, and Monica says, thank you. Gross. Kari Blue says, in their world, everything needs consent contracts. Jacob Mathis says, bet Soye has a limp dick handshake. Thomas R. Warder, inability to recognize social cues and gestures is a hallmark of autism. Don't insult autistic people by looping these people into it. Dormelli says, you can't assume people have such Alpha Legion-like reaction times like you do. Well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Bo Stoger says, late night architecture on crunch time to finish, while the alt-right blackface lawyer rages in the background. For some reason, I feel at peace. Doug Schuett says, I ain't giving up on a Gottfried Vegeta. Gottfried's voice. Oh, I can't do that. It's not for you, it's for the fans. I can't do Gottfried's voice right now. Mega Vigoroth says, retweet every anti-Vic story that pops up and claim they're hiding the real dirt to protect Vic. Smiley face. Critical 233 says, pokes with a stick, do a rant. X Varna says, ironically enough, Edward Elric, Vic, and Ling Yeo Todd do eat part of a boot in Full Metal Alchemist. You gotta have the boot on call. Wait a minute, why am I doing this? Let's go back to this. There we go. Artistic Vampire. Nick, you should show them a real example via the hidden camera stuff going down in South Korea. Anime going to jail party. I haven't seen it. Nurse Blaze says, you're on a roll. Louisiana loves you. Thank you. Thank you very much for your knowledge and honesty. Had to go put my VA accuser diaper on from LMAO. Sad, costing fans extra money. And Justin Y and I post pointless trash says, oof, last donation champ. I know them lawyer pockets never needed it, but to claim you don't cover this in any way for clicks is meh. Hold it down, homie. I'm out. Wait a minute. I'm not sure what you're saying there, but no, I don't just cover this for clicks. Not at all. I very much care about this situation. So, I hope people don't doubt that, but if you do, nothing I can do about that. Dirk Lamont says, chat, press C if Shane is a cuck. Michael Prevost says, Nick, let's leave Shane's chair out of this. I'm sure he loves it very much. Nocturna says, cucks have to ask permission to touch themselves. Talbot Link says, good attorneys are like chess masters in that they play several moves ahead rather than playing reactively. They prep for opposition strategies. Red Ring of Death says, just because Angry Rekieta is the best Rekieta, get him, Nick. Thank you. Leo Breaker 49 says, for love of God, please make a clip of these rants, especially those about Madam Cuckold Shane. LMFAO. LMFAO. And Justin, I do want to say thank you again. Thank you again for your contributions to the show. I hope I didn't come across as like not appreciative. I'm just a little bit confused by it. You can see the glaze in my eyes go to sleep. I'll get there. I'll get to sleep, but I'm hungry. hungrier than I'm tired. Try Bane says, hey, I read Discord and Google search too. I take offense. Here's $5. Rage some more. The rage might be gone for the rest of the night. We'll see. Mr. Moon says, too much stupidity for me to fathom. Me too. Internet Tab says, idle, the same brain dead comment that plates use. Rando number 9 says, if you were on their side, they wouldn't call you a grifter. Also, there's nothing ethically wrong with grifting in the first place, in my opinion. No, of course. Of course, if I said what they wanted to hear, they'd be so happy to have a lawyer on their side talking about it. Revelation 64 says, Mutt Ruffman and Bark McBarkinson in Cuck Hunters. Mega Vigoroth says, considering she still thinks of Vic as a friend, her friendship means doo-doo. Timothy Reaper says, tweets are communication. Defamation, libel, and slander involve communication. How has Shane managed to live this long while being so stupid? I don't know. I don't know. Canoness Coma says, I wonder if these people are defending or excusing creepy Uncle Joe Biden's affectionate touching. It'd be a juicy double standard. Karoku says, scared of fans, don't attend anime cons then. That's good advice. Brett Wyatt says, one trait of liars, they are convincing. In Monica's case, she lies so much that she, at this point, is where she actually believes her own lies. Skyheim says, Peds rap rubies or Peds rap rubies for brains and still not deaf. Go. I don't know what that means. Daichi Katsunori says, showing support. Thank you. Quietness says, partner and I as survivors hope that their financial lives are reduced to an unrecoverable smoking crater after what they've done to an innocent man. Architect of Fate says, the swollen gunt is the first blessing of Nurgle. The Zeppo 1138 says, is it me or does Monica look like an adult Bam Bam Flintstone? When I see that big butt head, it's like a Rorschach test. It's the first thing I think. That's gross. Gross. Blaine 20, would you mind addressing the Shane's gang rape tweet I posted in Discord? You may have in the past couple days, but I've been away. I can't find it that easy, buddy. If you can private message it to me, I'll consider it for sure. Where do we go? Justin Parrish says, T-Series sends Pewds a cease and desist after his bitch lasagna video. He mentioned it in the new disc. Congratulations. Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I could cover that. No one important says, wasn't here the whole stream, but hope you skimmed through Monica's panel. It was painful and hilarious. I have not. I've not gone through it yet. Joe Lugo says, how did you court your beautiful wife? No pressure. Persistently and carefully. You know, that's it. I don't know how else to say it. That's a story for a different day, probably. Super Captain Chris says, this stream's the only reason I wake up. Oh, thanks, buddy. Luisa Lunan says, still angry about Soy Boy's complaint against you. You know, that's his prerogative and it didn't work. So there you go. Finn Frog says, Nick at night. Mike Man says, F Monica. Rusco Disco says, I first met Nick 2 weeks ago. He was choke holding a kick vicar. This fat man was begging to be let go, and Nick roundhouse kicked him into a chair. That's true. Kakalo Tuzaru says, hey Nick, loved your mic drop in your video talking about the lawsuits. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Mike Man says, F you, Jamie. Post Stoker for the guys. Guy who's going out drinking for the first time legally. Tell yourself one thing going in. Maintain, and don't be afraid to drink some water. Water, tea, soda, whatever you need. Whatever you need. Drink it, because that liquor will not hydrate you very well. Hiroku says, if you don't want people to talk about it, then you shouldn't have made it public. You didn't think that through. You stupid sea cows, quit making it worse. Knight of Hopex says, nice grimdark game for you to play on Twitch would be Darkest Dungeon. I tried and I had a problem with it, but I think I know what the problem was. Got a lot of the grit and the charm of 40k and nice methodical turn-based gameplay that appeal to your lawyer brain. A little dark though, probably not the best family content. I have it. Like I said, I tried streaming it before and I had some tech issues, but not opposed. PK Bratch says, dang, these tweets remind me of how stupid Trump's tweets are. They're blind to how ironic their actions are. Believe me, I have the best evidence, but you can't see it. Don't listen to I Stand With Vic. It's all fake news. There you go. Knight of Hopex says, oh wait, no, I read that one. Rico Beerus says, if Vic wins the case, will the judge make the accusers admit on social media they lied about Vic? I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. FU Google says, vodka Seagram's 100%, or vodka Seagram's 100 proof is where it's at, friend. There you go. Devin Zachary says, left the pending stream on when I left the house. Came back and hear Racket's voice. Going back to start from the beginning now. Love the stream. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm Justin Y and I post Pointless Trash. I'm going to reread this one. Oof. Last donation, champ. I know them lawyer pockets never needed it, but to claim you don't cover this in any way for clicks is met. Okay. Let me clarify that statement. Like I said, it does certainly bring in the clicks, but I don't do it only for clicks. That was the question. So again, lawyered. There you go. Hold it down, homie. I'm out. So anyway, again, thank you, friend, and later, buddy. Earjuice says, man, I got to take a big dump. Huge, in fact. There you go. Blink Your Eyes 1400 says, Ling Yao is voice acted by Todd Habercorn. Thank you also for the donation. Asia Frazier says, SJWs are like vacuum cleaners. They suck, they blow, they get laid in the closet. It's not for you. It's for the fans. In your Trump voice. Listen. We gotta be real. We gotta be respectful about this. Not for you. It's for the fans. There you go. Hopefully that worked. Crazy Les Farkas says, please don't go to Subway. PK Scratch says, damn, these tweets remind me of how stupid. Oh, wait, I just read that one. And Lone Wanderer has heard a rumor that Mars Girl is doing this to atone for defending an old colleague who turned out to be a sexual predator. Problem is she's hitched her wagon to the wrong horse. I don't buy it, but food for thought. Back to Borderlands now. Have some shekels. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, guys. All right. Oh, and finally, Mr. DJ Fly High says, anything from Rooster Teeth? I mean, they are quiet. I got nothing from Rooster Teeth right now. I got nothing from them. So, there we go. There we go. All right, guys. It's coming up on 2. To jump to the next subject would be hours. At least an hour, another 2 hours. I'm really, I've got to eat something because I'm dying. I'm dying here. Really need some food. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this stream was informative. I hope this stream brought you to, brought something useful for you. And I will be covering the case that I've been highlighting, which talks quite a bit about defamation of both private and public figures. We're going to put together that research stream so that we can, you know, so that you guys have the requisite knowledge on how Texas deals with this stuff. There you go, guys. Oh, Storm Tally, thank you so much for the donation. And again, thank you guys for indulging my new donation rules. Again, it'll probably get some tweaking here and there, but we'll see as it goes. All right, I think I'm done for the night. I will, if I'm going to do a Twitch stream, which I think I will in a couple minutes after I get some food, I will announce it on Twitter. So please check it out there. Or if you want to just go hang out on my Twitch channel, you certainly can. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. If I don't see you tonight, I will see you tomorrow night. Peace. Peace.